Hello everyone, the 316 here, back with another Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse review. This time I got Batman and the Joker from the collect-to-build Bane wave of the Dark Knight Rises. Anyway, both figures retail for $24.99, and they each come with something different. But they both come with a stand, which they're both on right now, and they each come with a trading card. Batman is number 1 on the box, Joker is number 2. Here is the Batman card and the Joker card. Like that they used art from the movies. And then there's your little read up on both of those. Next up, let's look at the accessories. Starting with the Build-A-Figure parts. Batman comes with Bane's legs, and I'll just give you a quick view of those. Hope to be able to build Bane soon enough. On camera, I didn't realize just how much darker that these knee pads were. Now these are more of a dark green. On camera it's showing like a very forest dark green, but they're not that dark. And then next up, Joker. He comes with 6 hands and a head for Bane. We'll take a look at the head first, of course. Stick that on my pinky. There you go. Honestly, I don't think it looks bad. What I'm not really a big fan of is the mask strap up here. It looks a little too flat. From the side it's not too bad. Actually, it looks very nice on both sides, but I don't know, something about the top of that just seems so flat to me. And then you get 3 hands, one set of gloved hands, and one set of non-gloved hands. They're basically the same hand, but one is gloved, one is not. They have both the same poses, so this one has like 2 fingers, and then the rest are open. Same thing with the glove. And then this is like a trigger finger hand. Yeah, this one not so much, trigger finger. And then you get 2 fists, of course. I do wish that Joker and Batman each came with an additional fist, but oh well. Anyway, Batman, he comes with his grapnel gun, and not 1, not 2, but 3 separate battering pieces, and they're all painted in a very nice gold color. It's a good thin size too, and this looks good too. I always thought that the gold on this particular suit had a very slight orange tint to it, rather than a yellowish. Last accessory, Joker comes with a stack of money, which, as you can see, there is a foot peg on there, but trying to get him on the foot peg is a different story. Let's see if I can do that. So if I take the stand off, underneath there's a little hole, and you can just plug that in. And then on both feet there is a peg, and you can peg him in there, but again, it's very difficult trying to line this up. But yeah, that's kind of how he's meant to be displayed. Again, you don't have to display him this way, but at least we have the option. Rather than a stack of money, though, I would have preferred a tiny card that he had in the movie, or obviously like a rocket launcher. Like, I don't think DC would be mad about a rocket launcher, but a pistol, yeah, they'd probably be mad at that. Alright, let's get that out of the way. And before we take a look at the figures, let's get the boxes. They both look pretty much identical on the front, just different names for the characters. There's a QR code if you want to scan that. There's your bottom of your box. There's the barcode if you're interested in Joker. There's the side. Also, this says gaming on both of them. And on the back, you have the collect-to-build. Still need to get Scarecrow and Harvey. But, you know, in time, you know, so there's a lot of good stuff coming out this year, and not a lot of money to spend on it. But yeah, same thing with the boxes. It just says Batman. Oh, there's the barcode if you're looking for Batman. And there's the back of Batman's box. Now we can look at the figures. And we're going to start off with Batman since he's number 1. And I think Mcfarlane did a great job with this Batman figure. There are some issues I have with it, but first of all, the texturing, just very well done. I don't think that they missed any spot on here. Obviously, I'd love for it to be pinless, but I don't think it takes away from the figure, considering it's mostly a dark gray color. On camera, it looks a lot more black, a lot more how it looked in the movie, but in person, it's much more of a dark gray than it is a black. So, on camera, again, on camera, looks darker, but in person, not as dark. I mean, it's just beautiful texturing. The cape is even nice. It's very thin, very small. It doesn't get in the way. There's the back for you. Very nicely textured, even on the back of the belt. He's even got like some kind of device with a screen on it. On that belt, looks good. Trying to stand him up straight has been a problem. One leg is always, not identical to the other with these figures. So when I fully outstretch these legs, you can see that one of them's going way up higher than it should. So, that is a standard problem on these. Just be warned. Anyway, let's take a look at the head here. Trying to get it to focus. There you go. I think it actually looks pretty good. Likeness is fair. It's definitely not the worst head sculpt I've seen in this wave. Let me see if I can get him. There you go. That's better. The dark brown eyes, it's kind of hard to see on camera. Again, sorry about that, but why can't it's really not wanting to show. There you go. I feel like the eye on my side here, over here, it's looking off to the side, whereas the other one is printed properly. It's possible that it was misprinted, not entirely sure, but otherwise I do love this head sculpt. It feels like Christian Bale's Batman. Maybe the lips aren't the exact same, but, So, another issue I did have with this figure that other people were having as well is these forearms. When I got these figures, I noticed that Batman's forearm, especially, could not move. So I couldn't twist it like this, right? So what I noticed is that the glue that they used to glue down the mushroom peg onto the forearm was basically caked all over. And you can see it. I think it's on this side. No, it's this side. On this side, if I pull this up, you're going to see just a lot of extra plastic on that armored piece there. So basically, I took a hairdryer and let this guy heat up for a minute or two, and I was able to free the forearm from the rest of the plastic. It took a while. I had to use a knife as well, something nice and sharp cut in there. And when that was finally free, the arm just popped off. So, and there was like no glue on the mushroom peg. So if you get this figure, be warned, the forearms may be completely glued to the shoulder joint as well as the shoulder pad. That's why this one's a little, disformed compared to this one, which is nice and smooth. But all I did was use some hot glue for the meantime, just for this review. I'm sure in time I may have to, replace it with some actual super glue, make sure it, nice and sturdy. I'm going to get into articulation, but, as you can see, I can bend that without the arm falling off. So I can do that. It does feel like this one's about to pop off, though. Actually, I might as well just do it. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that there's a mushroom peg up here, and I just used hot glue. Again, I'm probably just going to use super glue at some point, but let me see if I can stick the arm back in there. Good thing with hot glue is it is removable with some heat. So, this isn't permanent, of course. But yeah, stick the arm back in there, and it'll stay in there. There's enough friction that it's not coming out anytime soon. The gloves look good, and those do move with the new articulation joint. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded if this was a ball for the wrist. You can barely even tell. Kind of looks like a ball anyway. Legs can kick forward and back pretty good. Double jointed, the knee goes almost the full distance. This can swivel at both the top and the bottom. It is a little stiff, and of course it can bend forward and backward, and the toe bend. A lot of people are interested in the ab crunch, and he actually has a pretty decent ab crunch. Not a lot, but better than most Mcfarlane figures. And of course the head's on a double ball joint, so that can twist. Basically all the same articulation on this figure is the same for the next figure we're taking a look at, which is Joker. Stick him in the back. And here is Heath Ledger's Joker, and they did a very good job with this figure as well. Although I do feel the proportions are a little off. Like, his legs just seem really long compared to Batman. Maybe it's just how the suit and the coat lay on this figure. I don't know. But just from how the figure looks, it's done very well. Again, texturing, very nice. The pants, you can see they are lined, but they're not painted. They're just printed on, or not printed, they're molded that way. Unfortunately, though, the knees on this figure are a much darker color than the rest of the pants. I don't really like that. It does happen. I think the elbows are slightly darker, but they blend very well, so it's not even a problem, really. Shoes look good as well, although trying to move that joint in there, not very easy. That is the old ball joint, which is fine. Don't have a problem with that. They do pivot, but so little pivot. Toe bend's good. No treads on the bottom of the shoes, very flat. I feel like on my figure, his midsection here, very loose. But I don't mind that. But like trying to bend him forward just looks weird with the trench coat. Wish they did just a, the non-coated version of this figure. Instead, they did the bank robber and the sonar version, which is just a repaint. This is a gold chain. It's just plastic, but bends nicely. It looks good, and it doesn't get in the way of articulation. Appreciate that. And the jacket has all the right buttons and stuff on it. It's got 2 pockets as well, and a breast pocket. The upper torso is good. This is a harder plastic. The arms, oddly, they don't go in that far with the dumbbell joint, so you don't have nearly as much forward and backward. It's still there, just not as much. His forearms are a little stiff, but they move just fine. And of course, he's got the double joints. He can go all the way up, unlike Batman. And I believe he has the old ball. Oop. There you go. He has the old ball joint in his wrist as well. And, hands look good. Do wish that he came with something to actually hold in his hand. But let's take a look at this head sculpt. Let's get that. There you go. Head sculpt, I think, is very good. Really captures this version of the Joker well. They even have the, the skin color for his neck. I like that. And, I think the scarring looks good here. Kind of wish the red was a little darker. Not bad, though. Let me put him back on a stand. And back to that thing about him holding stuff. Let's go ahead and give him a gun. Where did I put it? Okay, there's a gun around here somewhere on my desk. Here it is. So if you want to give him a pistol or a weapon, I'm using this one from the Hattutsaraze from Marvel Legends. And obviously it's a little small, but, it works. I did have a knife around here. Let's use classified. Okay, I have a tiny little knife here. Very tiny, but, he can hold it. Stick that back in there real quick. And, he comes with a money stack, so why not give him some money? So I got some $100 bills here. These are from 5 Surprise Mini Brands, Series 4. But yeah, he can hold some money. It's not about the money, right? Good stuff, though. Wish he came with some other accessory besides just all that stuff for Bane, which I do appreciate. I wanted the Bane Build-A-Figure, but, overall, I'm pretty happy with how these two turned out. Again, there are problems, quality control, and proportionally a bit strange. But let's go ahead and look at some size comparisons. Starting off, Joker. He is about 7 1/4 inches tall. Batman, to the tip of his ears, is about 7 1/2 inches tall, 7 1/4 at the top of his head. And let's go ahead and bring in another Mcfarlane DC Multiverse figure. We got Batman Beyond, which I still have to do a review of. We have another 7-inch line. We have the Jazzwares Spartan Yoroi. and the Mattel Elite Drew McIntyre. Alright, let's get into some 6-inch lines. We got G.I. Joe Classified with Tiger Force Outback. We got the Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black. I'll stick him over here. As per usual, we got my Amanda Connor black and white Batman statue. Lastly, Marvel Legends Extremis Iron Man. So yeah, I think that these two look great, and can't wait to build Bane. I would recommend these two, but again, just be warned. There are quality control issues, but between Batman and Joker, I prefer Batman over Joker just because I think it looks better. I think it'll display very nicely, and plenty of posability, even if some of it is hindered by the quality control issues. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these figures. And, are you excited to see me complete the Bane Build-A-Figure? Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Helps out the channel a lot. And as always, peace.